What's up, Vera? Alright, it's time for me to share my thoughts on Phase 1 Alpha 2 so far and highlight some key takeaways about Ashes of Creation. So, to preface this, I've been testing since Alpha 1, between then doing the pre Alpha 2 testing in PTR, and this past month I've racked up countless hours in Ashes of Creation. And to be brutally honest, even though this is just Phase 1, I've spent the last 4 weekends probably playing 18 hours a day, thoroughly enjoying everything that the world of Era has to offer. I can only imagine what this game's going to evolve into during Phase 2, especially when they expand into the desert and tropic biomes with more nodes. The current resources we have in the Riverlands won't carry over to these new areas, requiring an already large world to depend on other neighboring biomes. This opens up new gameplay features like the resource dependent trade and caravan systems, which are already fun and rewarding as far as commodities. So you might be asking, Peon, what makes this test so fun? Well, let's go ahead and jump into the good and the bad of the Alpha 2 so far. The bad, well, first let's set expectations. Guys, it's an alpha, okay? If you're expecting a perfectly polished experience, you're in for a rude awakening. You'll still fall through the world at times, crash unexpectedly, often at the worst possible moments, like in the middle of combat with mobs, and come back and find yourself dead. So, after you come back after crashing, which could have been from an Unreal crash or the server went down, now albeit the servers do tend to come up rather quickly, so it's usually only a temporary inconvenience. That might not make you feel better when you're working off your dead XP, or maybe running back to your loot, hoping you can get it in time before some poison pill picks it up and runs away with it. Now, the server lag has definitely improved over the last 4 weeks, which is really impressive because I'm over on the Linux server and it's the home of the huge streamers, and it has gotten markedly better. And let me be very clear about the corruption system. It is not worth it to become corrupt. Be careful about who you're attacking. Make sure that you don't attack them if they're not purple or red. Going corrupt is extremely penalizing, and it should be for being a dirtbag. So if you like doing that stuff, then be prepared to be a loot pinata. One of the things I do find exhilarating, though, is if you see some people that get killed in combat by mobs, it is just only human nature to run up there and look at those pile of ashes and see if what they have is worth picking up and running for your dear life to see if you can get away. So now with the good. Where do I even start? Because there's so much good, I won't even be able to put it in this video. The world of Vera is incredibly fun in just the Riverlands biome alone. It's vast, immersive, and a real blast to explore. I've spent hours running from Mirrorlith Node all the way to Jova, just gathering resources along the way, exploring caves, checking out jumping puzzles, and filling my bags with loot along the way. Whether you're a lumberjack, miner, or herbalist, there's plenty of things to gather throughout the world of the Riverlands. Some resources like copper, well, maybe not so much. That might take you a few hours to find, maybe 7 or so perhaps. But what makes Ashes of Creation unique is how the nodes bring players together. Nodes are relying on the collective efforts of the citizens to build, craft, and progress. Even the placeholder systems like crafting and processing are engaging, requiring a significant time investment. For an example, gathering a large amount of materials, setting up for a processing order for 250 items, which takes about 4 hours. And then you should go spend that time doing some leveling or exploring or just gathering more stuff, because the processing time for big orders takes a long time. And probably the best thing, at least for me, is the way this game feels. It totally feels old school, from the leveling to the social aspect to the community. It just feels good. The combat is fluid, and there's probably, and as far as the archetypes go, I think there is an archetype for everybody. I cannot tell you there's an archetype that's shit. They're all fun to play. So if you're thinking you maybe missed too much time because of phase one and you're going to hold off for phase two, that's an argument you can make. However, I'll make a different argument. I made a new character this week, and I have a level 22 bard, but I made a new character this week, and I decided to roll a ranger. And it was a really fun experience, so I do think the rangers might need a little bit more love compared to the fighters and mages. They seem like they're lacking something I can't quite pinpoint. But here's what I accomplished. I got level 15, 17 in lumberjacking, 12 in herbalism, 10 in weaving, 13 in lumber milling, and 8 in carpentry. So you can do a lot in just 3 days. So as you can see, you can make significant progress in just one weekend. So Don't worry about coming in late, as there's always new players re-rolling different archetypes, or tons of players just coming in new to the game. Lionhold seems to always be full and jumping. So one of the things I'm going to recommend to you though is do the mayoral commissions. These are up by the town hall and they're really a fantastic addition. I highly recommend focusing on those because they're going to give you 3 to 5k experience for like quest to kill 10 wolves or something like that. So they're a great supplement out there while leveling. So why join Alpha 2? If you're on the fence, consider this. For the $120 that you're paying, 15 of those dollars are a subscription fee that you're going to get a month when you join in. You're going to get $15 worth of embers. That's essentially basically $90 for early access for Ashes of Creation, letting you test the game, provide valuable feedback, and experience its growth firsthand. Now, I paid $100 for Diablo 4, which I played a week. This is going to last well over a year, so you will completely get your money's worth, and you will have endless hours of fun. And if the bugs start to get you, just come back to a later phase, because it'll be open all the way until launch. Ashes of Creation, even in its very unfinished state, is better than most MMOs, especially recently that I've played at launch. With the upcoming features like 17 more biomes, 2 more archetypes, augment systems, the naval content, and secondary progression systems, it's shaping up to be one of the most ambitious games ever made. So, if you're like me and you're a competitive gamer who hates feeling behind in MMOs when they launch, Alpha 2 is calling you. I've been on both sides of the fence. I joined Dark Age of Camelot and Arc Age late, where I constantly felt like I was playing catch up, versus starting in Alpha for games like Warhammer Online and Guild Wars 2, which was a night and day difference on my experience. And make no mistake, Ashes of Creation is going to be a very in depth game, maybe the most I've ever played. Now, if you're one of those people that don't want to spoil your experience for yourself, then Alpha might not be for you. Or if you can't deal with any bugs, then Alpha's not for you. But if you want to dive deep into learning the systems and be part of something incredible, maybe it's time to join now. So come join us in Vera this week. You still got time to get in. We got another month before December 20th before they do a wipe. You can try all the archetypes to find one that fits for you, have a little bit of experience, so when Phase 2 does roll around on December 20th, you'll be cock-locked ready to rock. The time is now. Let's grow Vera together. Let's find these bugs and smash them. Whether it's gathering, crafting, or fighting, we're shaping the future of Vera in this world together. If you're already in Alpha, go ahead and leave a comment below about your experience in the game so far. And if I've convinced you to try Alpha, go ahead and feel free to use my referral code to help give me some extra embers. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in game. Bye bye.